everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Blue Sage and I'll be your reader for today. Today is the full moon in Leo and I decided to hop on in and come deliver some downloads and do a little card shuffling to release any messages that the divine has for us in this time period. I am so excited. There are quite a few things that I need to release and share with the collective today. So I'm very excited and keen to do this video for y'all and get into it. So I'm not feeling very well. I went for a tooth extraction a few days ago, so I'm still healing. So bear with me. I will try my best to be myself, but like I'm in a bit of pain. But I felt guided to come here today and share these messages. And with this full moon in Leo, the messages were loud and clear, honey. It was roaring, and I decided to come in and break some things down and share whatever knowledge I am in tune with in this time period. So if this is the content you sign up for, please don't be shy to like, subscribe, and become part of my beautiful family, my lovelies. And I share some downloads when I receive them a few days prior to my videos, and there's one that I shared from notes. When I get downloads, I just go to my notes and I just break it down there, and then I just take screenshots and I just send it onto my, and I just post it onto my site. So just go onto my site to see anything that I posted. That download was very important, very big, very heavy, and I'm gonna break that down in this video because it was it was beautiful for me. It was a beautiful letter from Aquarius. So before we get into the downloads, let's start off this video with a prayer. Thank you, Source, Divine Creator, for my existence. Thank you, Divine Mother, for housing me in your earthly body. Thank you, Divine Father, for being the spark of existence itself, for being life, bringing life into this world. Thank you to my ancestors, guardian angels, spirit guides, for your protection and love. Please continue to protect me and cover me and shower me with your love. Please continue to watch over me and the collective. Thank you to my deities and unknown forces that conspire for my greatest good. Please continue to do so, please, I beg of you. And I love you to my heavenly self, my physical body, and my beautiful soul. For this moment in time, I am alive, I am here, I am breathing, I am well. Ashe. All right, let's get into this. So the first download that I received was like last week. I did meditation and I connected to the energy of Aquarius, and I was actually reading what is it? It was like a little story on Archive of Our Own. It was it was Avatar: The Last Airbender. Somebody created an OC original character version of their own avatar journey and all of that, and I really love that thing, like the element, and I just love Avatar: The Last Airbender. And this person was creating their own story with their own unique avatar, and they were in the process of learning how to bend water. And I remember just going and reading this. It was ebb and flow. Those two words captured me, and it was like I was in a trance. Ebb and flow, and I just got up and I just decided to do movements of like these waterbenders, how they move, like the push and pull, and I just went into the cycle of just doing these movements of pushing and pulling, like a waterbender does, and it happened. I just clicked something. Me and my mind just clicked with whatever energy was flowing through me, and I received this it was a long message, and I'm gonna break it down. I released the original notes on my I posted it on YouTube, so you just have to just go into my profile and you'll see it there. And you can read it for yourself, because I feel like some people understand things by just processing it with their own minds and digesting it their own way to create their own analysis of what I said. But I'm gonna go back to those downloads and actually break it down by myself and how I understood what was being shared with me. Okay, let me get into it. So I call these downloads downloads from Aquarius because we were chilling together. I felt like we were just having a moment. So you started off with ebb and flow, Tui and La. This means push and pull in Mandarin, and yin and yang. Those were the forces that I was channeling. It is a constant movement between two polarities. So these movements define the existence of life. It is life because there's a push and there's a pull. Like there's an action, there's reaction. Like this is what life is, and it is reflected in almost everything that we do in this reality. In human intercourse, a sperm is ejected, the push. The ovary attracts whatever sperm it wants to become one with, and that is the pull. And that is also the creation of life. So imagine that energy, push and pull, just being in the creation of life itself. And also with the waves of the moon, the waves and the moon, how the moon influences the water to just move back and forth, that push and pull. And us peeing and just drinking water, like we pee out water and we drink in water so we can just keep on living. So to me, these two actions govern life as the foundation of what life is. It's a constant push and pull, like energy moving forward and backwards, ebb and flow, to go forward, to move back. That is the energy of life. And I was just channeling all of this, and at some point I went on to download that one cannot exist without the other, as it creates an imbalance. If we do not have push and we just pulled all the time, it will create an imbalance. As if we just pulled, we'd never push to go get what we want. So a result of this would be a chaos that results in destructive death. So this was interesting because it didn't just say death, it said destructive death, because death is never necessarily a bad thing in my eyes, in my opinion, in my world. Death is a chance for rebirth, for a new start. But sometimes there are deaths that are final, and that is what I feel like destructive death meant. A final death that is just, there ceases to be life afterwards. It's a final death. That's what destructive death for me means. And then the questions, my mind went on to ask, is there a balance between push and pull? Like, because in this spiritual journey, I learned that balance is key. Everything is balance. You can't live in just one energy, or you have to move in between these two energies, but there's always a balance to these two extremities. So push and pull are opposites, but is there an energy that is in the middle that is considered like the perfect balance? Does it even exist, or do you just jump from push and pull constantly in the cycle of life? And the result of the intuitive answer that I received was stillness. Stillness is the in-between between push and pull. It is the balance, the in-between. And stillness means for me no movement is happening, and as a result does stillness not equate to death? Because death is something that is quiet, it's silent, it's dark, it's just still. And the answer was yes, but it is a constructive death that can bring on new life. It can achieve something else. It is a necessary death to springboard forward new life. Like winter happens and is a constructive death as everything dies and withers, but it allows for a time for spring to come through after that winter is over. So that is how I understood that type of that energy. Stillness resembles winter in terms of it is a moment for everything to just die and to be still, to be silent, so new life can be born after that cycle. You understand? So that was the download. So being still is neither ebb or flow, but a moment to consciously decide which action to take. Being still can result in being able to ebb things into one's life, and causes one to exit stillness and flow with what they pulled. So ebb and flow, ebb is pulling something towards you, and flowing is going forward and pushing and going forward to where you want to go. So for me, that statement was like meditation, being still. I equate stillness in the human experience with meditation, being still enough to know what you want in life, and then coming out of that meditation and to actively go after it and achieve it. That is how I understand that energy, that message. So ebb and flow are the polar opposite of still, yet the balance can be seen in the results of planet Earth. Both energies forming life on Earth a still entity. So basically Earth is just a planet. It's just this round floating ball. And it is alive, but it is very still, it's still alive. You understand? It passes with life, but it is still in its existence. But it's all the external factors of life that exist on the planet that are the ebb and flow, the push and pull. So Earth itself, Mother Earth, is a still energy, and we humans and all other forms of life are the push and pull, the ebb and flow, the energies that are constantly moving on Earth. We are the movement, while Earth itself is always still. That is the balance that is perfectly reflected to us in how all of these three energies exist at once on this planet. Everything that is inside of it, we exist in that spectrum of where stillness and push and pull exist in one sphere. And this brings us back to masculine and feminine energy. The element of water, which is humans, animals, and plants, and the forms of life. So masculine and feminine energies are basically the result of push and pull. They're reflecting life. They reflect life as femininity and masculinity together create life. So, and for me, life in this download was reflected with the element of water, with the intervention of stillness, which is meditation, aka planet Earth. Balance between masculine and feminine energies can be achieved. So within this polarity, masculine and feminine energies need the energy of stillness to be able to center itself, to decide where it's going, how it's moving. So that is how those two energies can be brought to balance by a moment of stillness. So a state that allows the conscious mind to decide which action to take, yin, before it takes it, yang. So this statement actually just means the balance between masculine and feminine energies can be taken when a conscious mind decides on which action to take, which refers to yin energy, the unknown, not knowing what is happening, but you see it, you know what it is intuitively, and then coming out of that meditation to actually go after it and go take it. Take what you are pulling, what you're seeing, what you're intuitively feeling for yourself, which is the yang and energy, the masculine energy. So this is how that balance within oneself can even be achieved. Just taking a moment to meditate, to see what is it I want and how I'm going to go get it after I come out of the state of imagining what it is that I want for myself. And that is basically a summary of that download. And then with that being said, I ended off that meditation with actually asking why Aquarius was sharing knowledge with me about like the elements of earth and water while it was an air sign. And interestingly enough, for me, it was broken down that Aquarius is the water carrier, and water in a sense is also the same as information. An example being blood, being storing our DNA, which is our genetic codes and our genetic information, and air energy is communication. So Aquarius translates the one who carries information and communicates it. So that is what I download for all my Aquarians. That is basically what your sign means, and that meaning was so beautiful, and I understood it. It was like saying Aquarius translates to the one who carries information and communicates it. For me, I have Aquarian friends, and they're very passionate about knowledge, and they're not afraid to share it. And when they're in that safe space, when they connect with somebody, all they want to do is just share all these beautiful things that they have encountered in their thirst for knowledge. And it's beautiful to have those conversations with my Aquarian friends where they just release and find space to release all these brilliant and bright ideas of what they understand, of what they received. Because thoughts and critical analysis of what we receive is very important and vital. So that's why I enjoy Aquarians, because we just end up having these long intellectual chats and just having fun together, and just being ourselves, not being afraid to just be free in who we are as beings. Understand? No judgment. That's what I love about my Aquarian friends. There is no judgment that exists between us. All right, so let's move on to the next download. The next download was, this is what I meditated yesterday. It was meditations that I received yesterday, and this is the messages that I have received under this full moon in Leo. And the first one is based on the heart chakra. And it was no surprise to me that the heart chakra came up, because the heart chakra is governed by the Leo, the heart of the zodiac. So it was not I was not shocked when it was around this arena. So we've got a very intense message on the heart chakra, and the heart chakra relates to the inner child, which is also relating to Aquarian energy. As I received a message in the new moon, the Aquarius new moon, it's time to play. So this season has a very childlike energy, and I'm not surprised that I received this heart chakra message. So the message goes as follows. Like the sun, the heart chakra is the center of our internal universe, and it is connected with each chakra and aspect of the soul. So look at it this way. The heart chakra is like the center of our internal world, and all the different chakras are like planets floating around it, and each has a direct connection to the heart chakra. And this is how this download helped me to get an understanding of how we as human beings understand, conscious beings of enlightenment, can ask ourselves, are we actually moving in our path? Are we in alignment? There is a way to know, and it is all centered around our heart chakra and how it is intertwined with all the different chakras that exist in our internal world. So this is how we know if we are in alignment or on the path. Does the action I'm about to take resonate with my heart chakra or soul? It's a yes or no question. The answer will be clear. It's you who has to listen to that information and believe it. This is how we know that we're in alignment or on the path. Does the action I'm about to take resonate with my heart chakra / soul? Yes or no? And to go further, because I have divided my own existence into different spheres. Like my crown chakra houses my highest self. My third eye chakra houses my divine feminine energy. My third chakra houses my connection to the collective consciousness. My heart chakra is where my inner child exists. And then my solar plexus chakra is where my divine masculine energy exists. And then my sacral chakra is where my siren energy exists. And then in my root chakra is where I let my shadow and my beast energy reside in that space. So I tap into different chakra spheres when I'm actually participating in certain aspects of life. And as I use all these different chakras, these are the questions that I ask myself. For the root chakra, is the path I am on safe? Because that chakra is about safety, about needs and wants. And I use, when I'm always in doubt of, is what I'm doing in this reality, is it good? Am I where am I supposed to be? I take a moment to meditate on that, and I ask, I feel, and I allow my heart sphere and my third eye to just show me if I'm on the right way, and if I'm not, which way is the right way to go. And then for my sacral chakra, is what I desire something I want, or is it an illusion to a deeper issue? Because every time that I want something, I long something, I have to take a moment to just breathe and be like, do I actually need this? Is this something that I really, really want? Or is it something of a coping mechanism that I'm trying to just hide a deeper issue? Like every time I want to buy something for myself, I ask myself, is this thing what I want necessary, or is there something else that I need to give myself instead? Like Like, is there something I'm missing? Do I need to just take a moment to just flow self-love into my own system? Is there something that this item that I want to purchase, is it covering a certain emotion that I do not want to feel, or what is it? So I take time to just analyze my thoughts and where these thoughts come from, and I relate them to different chakra system points in my body. And then for the solar plexus, is the action that I'm about to do needed for the betterment of anyone, including myself, or not? Because I am a person within people. So I have to ask, is the action that I'm about to use my energy on, do I need to do it or do I not? Do I want to do it? And that's where the heart chakra comes in. Like, if it beats, is it for somebody I love? Is it for me? Is it for somebody that I care about? Is it necessary for me to go out of my way to do this or not? And if the answer is a yes, I will do it with pleasure and with an open heart. But if the answer is no, I'm sorry, but the answer is no. I have to protect my energy and not waste it on doing meaningless actions that are not to better myself or anyone. So what is the use of me doing things that are not going to be for the betterment of anybody? So let's just not. So this is what I ask myself. And when I'm in a space of my heart chakra, am I at peace? When I look at my reality, am I at peace? Am I happy? And if I'm not, what can I do to improve it? If I can't improve it, can I accept it until it's time for me to receive better? And that is the truth of the matter. Sometimes we don't have the power to change our circumstances, but opportunities do come in, and it's our responsibility for when those opportunities do come in, that we recognize them for what they are and take them in order to change what we couldn't change a day before. Yeah. And then for the throat chakra, is what I said, what I wanted to say, and did I mean it the way it was meant to be broadcasted? Because for me, the throat chakra is about saying what you want to say to communicate to people, and also the meaning and the intention of it. Is it true to what you had in the beginning? That is very important, because I speak from my heart. Is what I had on my heart how I said the way that it was meant to be said? And then for the third eye chakra is what I am imagining, what my heart longs to create / live out. And that is a question that plagues me a lot, because I'm a daydreamer. I dream a lot. So I have to be able to navigate between, is this just a daydream of my mind just going wild, or is it something that is resonating with my soul in terms of it's a future that it sees for me, and it's something that it longs for our physical reality to have. So I have to always just check if what I imagine for myself, what I imagine with my mind, is it what I want? Is it what my heart longs for? Because if it is, it's my responsibility to give it. And then for my crown, do I resonate with what I am feeling? My crown is what I associate with the divine. And whatever they flow down into my mind, I have to feel it. Is it from them? Is it from a higher power? Do I resonate with whatever thought that just came down into my reality that I'm paying attention to? Is it important? If it is, I pay attention to it. If it's not, I release it, because it's clogging up space that it doesn't need to be clogging up. And that's why I suggest meditating, to unclog your brain, to allow yourself to think freely, to not think about things that are weighing your vibration down, because sometimes our thoughts are not always healthy. Our minds are a very hard beast to control, but I've realized through love, patience, and meditating that it is not a horrible tool. For me, my brain is like a tool, and I've used it so much in the past that it took control of me, where I lived in a state of always thinking. And now that I'm at this point in my my journey, the heart is where I am at. That is my sphere, my base. And my brain is a tool that can help me achieve many great things in this lifetime. But the heart is my truest form of self. That's where I want to live out most of my life, through my heart, not through my mind. Because the mind is can be filled with fear and can be illusioned with certain feelings and things that are not real, that it could potentially limit me into not living my best life. But the heart is, it feels the truth. It feels truth. That is what the heart chakra is to me. My heart sphere means to me. It is the truth. It feels the truth. And I want to live my life in truth. I hope that makes sense. And then the final message I got about the heart chakra is the heart chakra is green, and green is the color of Mother Earth. And thus green means the pulse of life. That is what that color means. That is what I channeled from the divine. Green means the pulse of life. All right. And on to our last download. Charles, I've just been downloading a lot. And as I'm going through all of these downloads, I'm just like, wow, this is deep. All of this knowledge that I've been receiving from the divine is just, I feel so blessed to be the person that gets to share them with you. And I hope that all of these messages are resonating. So please, I remind you again, please to like, subscribe if this is the content that you sign up for. Let's get these messages out into the world for all the lovely people on earth to hear and share it, please. If you know somebody who would appreciate such messages, let them know that I exist, child, that I'm here doing the Lord's work. And then moving on to my last download that I downloaded yesterday, it was believing is a superpower. What do you believe in? Ideologies of the earth weigh us down. Attaching too much to earthly beliefs disconnects the soul with the universal energy of the source. So in terms of this meaning of like earthly beliefs, it's like the patriarchal system, like what a man and a woman is supposed to be, like the gender norms that have been constructed on this earth. Like it's those type of things that weigh our vibrations down, because, and for me, it's like you're basically living life in the image of somebody else. You're not living your authentic truth in defining what these labels mean for yourself. So as somebody who is queer, it was a very big struggle for me to be in a world where I was just supposed to act a certain way, be a certain way. It was just like, but I'm not any of those things. I just want to be me. And I didn't feel like I had the freedom to be me on this earth, and that caused me to go into a dark hole, like depression, from a young age. And it took me a very long time to come out of that hole, to understand that I have power in this lifetime to decide who I am, and I can reject everything that has been taught onto me, and instead take what has been taught and redefine what those words that hurt me for so long, what they mean to me, because this life is about me, and what I take away from this experience and my meaning of what life is as much of importance as what the other person says. So that is something that I had to journey to learn towards, where I have power in terms of what I receive and how I can interpret it through my existence. Because your definition doesn't have to be my definition, but let's just hear each other out and respect each other for living in our individual truths. Because I'm here to be me and you're here to be you, and that is okay. Sometimes we don't always have to go together or see eye to eye, but respect and boundaries and understanding that a person will never be you, that's what you have to understand. People are not here to be you. People are here to be themselves, and everybody being themselves without hurting another person should be allowed to be free in this world, to be who they are. Charles. And then the download continued with free yourself from limiting beliefs and constructs about your own self, the world, and what is beyond and the unknown. So free yourself from limiting ideas, beliefs, and constructs about who you are as a person, about the world around you, and what is beyond this earth and the unknown. Because life is crazy. Life is miraculous. Like, not everything can be explained to science, you know? Like, that power of belief, like, it's okay to believe in what you believe. That's your superpower. Believe it till the end. And I always say the best thing to use your power of belief, is to believe in yourself and who you are in this lifetime. Believe yourself and all that you're capable of achieving in this lifetime. Believe yourself. Use your power of belief. Use your power of belief to believe in yourself. Girl, because nobody in this world is more important than you. And you should realize that. Root for yourself. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. Let the power of the universe flow for you, because you are the most important thing in this life, because you are the one experiencing this life. So believe yourself, believe in you, believe in what you can do, and believe in the impact that you can have in this world. You're not here to save it, but you just changing you is enough to change what needs to be changed, period. And then who knows you better than thyself? It's time to create who we are and what our individual world looks like. Everything in our lives is somewhat a reflection of who we are. Do you like the image that's being reflected back at you? It's there because you let it be there. Take back your power. If you don't like something in your life, child, cut it out. Cut it out and ask yourself, why is it there? Why was it there for so long? And how is that mirroring me in a way? Because everything's a mirror, whether you believe it or not. Even in the most things that we dislike in our lives, as long as we as long as we have that feeling of dislike, it's something that we see in ourselves that we are not addressing. So don't use the opportunity. Use the opportunity to reflect on the things that you don't like, because they reflect something within you that is not there fully yet. You know, like I had a lover recently who had a big heart, but like he overcompensated himself too much to other people, that he didn't have enough to love himself, and by the time he wants to give all this love to all these different people, he just couldn't love them properly. Like he couldn't love them properly because it was just over exceeding his energy into a lot of different people. And I realized I am the same in that energy, where I want to help a lot of people and I help them even though I have limited resources for myself. And I realized that energy had to change because I'm not that person anymore. I do not want to be that person who is lackluster after helping people through tough times. I matter as much as the next person. So it's okay to put myself first as well. And that's what he fully made me realize. And I just centered myself into saying, it's okay to say no. You can help people when we actually are abundant enough to help them in a specific area. It's okay to put myself first and make sure that I'm abundant enough to help you without detrimenting myself. And the final message was, you are a painter. Your actions are the true sense of control you have in this lifetime. Operate in a still mind rather from a burdened one. Yo, and when that message came through and I finally understood why I channeled the message about ebb and flow from last week from Aquarius, it all makes sense. It said, you are a painter. Your actions are the true sense of control you have in this lifetime. Operate in a still mind rather than a burdened one. Girl, my mouth is hurting. It's pulsing, but I'm like, I have more things to say. I'm not done. I'm about to do my spread. So I'm just gonna do this spread, shuffle some cards, release the messages, and get out of here because I need to go take care of myself. So quickly, universe, spirit guides, any important messages. I'm just gonna do 3 cards and clarify them. Can I get 3 cards, some cards for the full moon in Leo? Can I get cards for the full moon in Leo? Okay, I'll take it. It's not a lot. First we have the 7 of Swords, deceptiveness, the full energy. Okay, time to embark on new adventures. The 9 of Pentacles, independence, the Page of Swords. Okay, and underneath the deck we have the 5 of Cups. So the collective might be in a space where they're thinking about everything they've lost in this time period. And I feel like we're coming out of that energy to understand that there's still beautiful things awaiting for us in this lifetime. Like all that we've lost, don't ignore what is still there, what is still prosperous, what is still growing, what is still rooting for you. What is lost is lost. Let it flow away and focus on what is there. And with the Seven of Swords is, I feel like this is about the self, but us deceiving ourselves about the reality of how life is. I feel like our life, like these swords, like I feel like we're deceiving ourselves into seeing self-sabotage. This is our self-saboteur who's letting the burdens of the mind fool us into thinking there's nothing beautiful happening in this. Look at that, that's a circus. Life is freaky. So for us to be here just paddling these swords, we are taking away about what is out there, what the adventure that is life. That circus reminds me of all the beautiful things that happen. And over there, you can see that like that's a conflictuous thing. I feel like that is us debating and us fighting about who we are versus what the world wants us to be. So get out of the energy. Please make a choice on who you are. Define yourself for yourself and nobody else. And then for this full energy, I'm getting that the universe is about to give you a new adventure to embark on. The sun is shining, you're on the edge of the cliff, make the jump forward. And there's a rose. I feel like Valentine's is coming. That's what I heard, the rose. Valentine's Day is coming for all the lovers out there. Happy Valentine's Day, and may you have a blessed one. And for those who are still single, you are your own lover. You are your own lover. And if you reflect the love, and sometimes the love that you have for yourself will be reflected onto you soon. So relax. Valentine's Day is coming. Love is in the air. But back to this leap of faith. Take a leap of faith into your adventure. I feel like this is about life in general. Take a leap. You don't know where you might land. The sun is shining. It's time to go. And this Nine of Pentacles, I feel like this is financial matters. Standing in your feminine power of abundance, of creating, of being self-assured and in your abilities and what you can create in this lifetime, because you are abundant. You have to first believe it before it's reflected. Yes, it's slow and steady race with the snail here at the bottom, but you'll get there, where you can see all your hard work being reflected to you financially, physically, mentally and spiritually. Like, it takes time, but once those roots are planted and you move slowly but surely forward, we will reach the states where everything is glowing and growing. You understand? Where you can be in this energy of being self-assured in what you do. This Page of Swords tells me it's time to clear your path of illusions of what is and what is not. Find that mental clarity inside yourself to free yourself from anything that is weighing you down. Cut it out. Cut. Slay it. And with this Page of Swords is referring to air energy. And that brings me back to Aquarius. So release what needs to be released so you can move forward. Release. The ships are coming. You are not going to be stranded on this island forever. Help is coming. Just free yourself. Unburden yourself, so when it gets there, the boat does not sink. Yeah, that's the message. Can I please get a major arcana to just energy? Okay, they came out together. The final energies. The World card is the arcana. New cycles are beginning. This reminds me of Aphrodite, actually. But it's a new cycles in life. The wheels are turning the world. The world is your oyster. It's your oyster, mama. Believe it. Flow with it. The universe is backing you. You are meant to prosper in this lifetime. Fly. And with this energy, and it's all about balancing the material and the divine. Juggle to find that beautiful balance between the two, because you are, in my opinion, a soul in a earthly body, not a body with a soul. So find that balance between the two existing worlds and energies, and ground yourself in who you are. Who are you? Who are you is the real question. Do you know who you are? And can you move in the energy of who you are without being distracted by the illusions of this world? Okay, my lovelies. I'm drained, I'm sweating, I'm hot. It's time for me to go. I am thirsty. I need to go drink water. And that is all I have for you for this full moon in Leo. Hope these messages resonated. If they did, like, share, subscribe. I'd like to really extend my YouTube family. And if you do enjoy this content, please don't be shy. Hit me up in the comment section. Let's engage. And before I go, I just want to say I love each and every one of you. It was a pleasure reading for you, and I do this for the collective. I love you all. Mwah. Till next time, my lovelies. Au revoir.